Yesterday, hello everyone. Now, yesterday we started with lesson 2, which is linearity. And at the evening, I sent for you in the Classera the key answers. You check them. Good. Now, let's go back to remember what we did in the linearity yesterday. Okay, guys. Linearity. A function is linear if it can be written in the form f of x equal ax plus b. This we call it linear function. We said that a, b are real numbers, can be positive, negative, fractions, but a cannot be 0. Yani a can be any number except 0. Because if a is 0, then ax all 0. Still b a number, so it won't be linear. It will be constant, we call it yesterday, right? So this is the linear function. The graph of it is a line. So when you have a line, means the function of this line is what? Linear. Linear means x has power 1 only. For example, if f of x equal 3x minus 2, here the x has power 1, means the highest degree in the function is what? 1. Okay? But here a is a 3 and b is what? Negative 2. Done? And we took example. Give me a second. Example 1. We took example 1, right? But we have example 2. Example 2. We will identify now. I can identify the linear function from its formula by following this. For example, if we have this function, f of x equal 2x power 2 plus 9, x plus 7, this is not linear. Why? Because we have what here? Power 2 and the linear power 1. Now, from the equation, we can know, or from the formula, we can know if it's linear or no. Now, from the graph of the linear function, always a straight line, either increasing or not horizontal. Watch the video. Okay, now the graph, معلش تهدى وتركز الله يسعدك. The graph of the linear function is straight line, either increasing line, something like this, or decreasing line, something like this. Not horizontal line. Horizontal line. Horizontal line, something horizontal, you know that. The horizontal line is constant function, number. عشان تفهم horizontal line, how we graph the function f of x equal 6. We will go to y at 6 and make horizontal line. Is this linear? No. But if the line increasing or decreasing like these two graphs, or this one, linear, not linear. The vertical line is not a function. The vertical line is what? It's a column, but not a function. Okay? Now, the horizontal line is what will now? Constant. Increasing or decreasing? Linear. Right? Increasing or decreasing. Type. How about the vertical? The vertical is a column. Look here. If I want this one, here, assume it is a 3. This is the equation of this, x equal what? 3. Its value. It's got it? Fine. Now, we have in example 2 graphs. In example 2, we have 2 graphs. Example 2, we have 2 graphs. Identify the linear or non-linear. The first one, A. If you have a look, take a look there, please. We have something like this. Is this linear? No. It's neither increasing or decreasing. This is non-linear. Non-linear. هو function بس مش linear. Got it? طب part B. Now when I say example, guys, no need to write. It's already in your book, unless you don't have a book. Part B, we have something like this. Increasing line. Linear? Linear. linear ولا مش linear؟ بتعرف؟ ها؟ طيب خلص. Yes. لا. Done. Done. طيب. Now, until now, we can know if the function is linear from the formula and from the graph. How about the tables? How we know that this table represents linear function? Okay. Yes, Zaid.
Mister, can I ask something, please, Mister?
Yes.
How can we know if it's increasing or decreasing? Because it has the arrow from both sides.
Okay. This, I want to go back a little bit. This one here, if it's something like this, from down to the left, up to the right, we call it increasing. This one here is what? Decreasing, from up left to down right. Got it?
Yes, Mister.
Got it?
Yes, Mister.
Now here, this one is increasing from down left to up right, increasing. If it's in the opposite direction, it will be what? Decreasing. We'll take that, inshallah, later on in details. Don't worry. Now, I want you to know if this is linear or no. This is the idea only. Okay, guys? How about the table? Look here. If we have this table, X, Y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. When? Now, look here, guys. مثلا, for example, 5, 7, 9, 11. Now, up, we have domain range. Let's talk about the domain. Look at the domain up. +1, right? +1, right? +1, +1, +1. Constant addition, right? Here, look. +2, +2. Oh, if you 7 to 5, -2, -2, -2. If we have the same additions or the same differences backward, it is what? Linear. Yani here +2, +2, +2, this is what? Linear. Otherwise, it is not linear. It's a function, but not linear. Later on, we'll take the quadratic function from the tables. It has a different idea, similar, a little bit similar, but not totally similar, okay? So from the table, guys, how we know this table, if it's represent a linear function or no? Constant addition down or subtraction from left to right, you add. From right to left, subtract. Don't write this one, we'll take example, okay? But example 3, it's written in your book. Example 3, we have week and earnings. 1 with 85, 2 with 119, 3 with 153, right? And 4 with 100 what? 87, and 5 with 221. Now we have 2 ways. Focus with me, please. Please. Stop writing يا ابني عشان تفهم. افهم بعدين اكتب. اخر 10 دقائق حخليك تكتب. خلاص وعد، هاي وعد مني. بس نخلص الاونلاين مع الشباب بوقف بقول لك اكتب. خلاص؟ Just understand. Now this is a table. To know if this table represents a linear function or no, we have 2 ways. The first way, I told you about it. The second way, we can graph the table. If it's line, straight line, increasing, decreasing, then it is what? Linear. If it is not, then it's not, right? But now, if you have a book, if you have a book, take a look to example 3. See example 3. Is it graphed beside you? It's not. You have coordinated plane, but it's not a graph, right? But let's graph on your book. You do it now in your book. It's not a graph, right? They have the coordinated plane. You have the book, mister. See it? شايفه انت؟ التابل example 3 جنبه في coordinate plane like this, right? But it's not a graph. It's left for you. انت اعمل له graph. تعال نعمل له graph. Down what we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the numbers here beside we have 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. To cover. عادي علي طلعوا شوي وحط 200. We add the 40s, right? هاي 200. صح؟ طيب, let's graph now the table to see. 1 with 85, this is the one. You have squares, right, in your book? It's more accurate than here. And it should be in your book more accurate than me. Now from 1, I will go to 85, right? Yani after 80 with a little bit. It's estimated. So 1, do it. Now 2 with 119. It is قبل ال 120 مكتوفة. 2 with now a 3 with 153. It is less than 160 a little bit, right? Then 4 with 187. Then 5 with 221, right? If you make your line, it's a straight line. So this is linear. طب, let's apply our idea. أنا مش حابب أرسم. I have a table and I need to know if this table represents linear or not linear. But without graphing, مش جاي على بالي أرسم. صح؟ يلا, let's subtract or let's add. Now, if you add, you will ask yourself, 85 plus what equals 119? Sometimes confusing, right? Do the backyard, اللي هو subtraction. Okay? يعني 119 minus 85. Calculator مين معاه؟ Are you sure? 34. طب 153 minus 119. تأكد، شوف لي اياه. تأكد، يلا. نلعبش احنا. مين معاه كالكوليتر؟ طيب يلا احسب، خلص. 34. 187 minus 153. 34. And this also. طب 85 plus 34. 119 plus 34. And go on. So we have constant differences in the range, okay, between each two followed values. At this case also it is linear. So to know the table, how the table represents linear function or no, you have two ways. You choose what you want. Either you can graph it or make as I taught you here, okay? But these numbers, guys, see them in tables. Now we are in the linear functions. Later on, we'll take quadratic functions. These differences, we call them first differences. First, in the quadratic, we will do the second differences. Got it? But later on, not now. Done? Here, 85 plus 34, you'll get 119 plus 34, 100. In the linear should be the same numbers. A non-linear, akid. Now, if it's not equal, not linear, but maybe it's another function. This is what we know later on. Okay? Here it's linear. How to know it's linear or no? Done? Done. Let's go to the example 4. Before example 4, we are done with the linear function. How we know the linear? By its formula, by graph, and by tables. خلاص خلصنا linearity. Now we have something important. We call it intercepts. Intercepts. Guys in the line, I will back to you. Don't worry. Intercepts. Intercepts. P. Intercepts. Start. Look at the board. We have two types of intercepts. X intercept and Y intercept. And I will write it as shortcut INT. Y dash INT means Y intercept. X dash INT means X intercept. Okay? صح. Now, what is the X intercept, guys? The X intercept is the intersection. ركز معي. The X intercept is the intersection between the curve of the function and the X axis. Again, X intercept, what is it? It is the intersection between the curve of the function and the X axis. Y intercept, it is the intersection between the curve of the function and the Y axis. For example, look here. Focus with me, please. If we have line linear function, right? This we call it Y intercept. This number here we call it X intercept. Y, this is the X axis. And this is the Y axis. Now, assume that this number here is -3 and this number here is +2. So what's the X intercept? -3. What's the Y intercept? 2. Is that clear? Intercepts? Good. Online. Online, any questions? Online students? Online questions? Online students, any questions? Please. Zaid.
Mister, in the previous page, can we use smooth graphing?
we use what?
In the previous page, can we use distance graphing?
Only graphing?
Distance graphing.
What? Who can hear him? I can't.
Can we use in the previous page distance graphing?
This page you mean? Zaid, this page you mean?
No, yes. Can we use distance graphing?
What's the word before graphing? I can't understand.
Distance.
What? No. What's the distance? What's the distance يا ابني؟ والله ما بعرف أنا.
Mr. It's a website that helps you to graph.
Website you mean website?
Yes.
Yes يا زلمة، أهم شيء تعرف إنه linear ولا لا. Okay. Before how you use يا ابني, but do you know how to graph? Hello. زايد. بيعمل جراف لحاله؟ والله ما بعرف. زايد خليك معه.
Yes, Mr.
Zaid, before you use that application or website, do you know how to graph?
Yes, Mr.
This is the important thing. If you know how to graph and you have a lot of questions and you have something to make it easier for you, it's okay. But the big problem, if you use that application or website and you don't know how to graph, this is a disaster. Got it?
Yes, Mr. I know to graph. How
Good
to graph.
boy. Thank you. طيب وين احنا؟ احنا هون بالintercepts, right? طيب let's go to example 4. In example 4, focus please guys. We have this graph and we have this line, and they asked us about find X and Y intercepts. Where is the line intersect with the x-axis? At which point? At 0. صح? But where is the line intersect with the y-axis? At 0. So both intercepts here are 0. So the x-intercept is 0. The y-intercept also is 0. يا ابني شو حكينا عن الانترسبتس هون؟ هاي فهمتها؟ x intercept هذه اللاين وين بيعمل intersect مع الاكس axis. الy intercept this line where intersect with the y axis. Got it? So what's the x intercept here? How much? Here, the x-intercept is where the line cut or intersect with the x-axis. Now I'm asking you, what is the x-intercept here? يا ابني, is this a 3? هذه كم هذه؟ So it's not a 3. لا بتفرق. تفرق 6. تفرق كثير. هاي نيجاتيف 3 وهذه ال 3 قديش في بينهم؟ 6 في بينهم. كيف ما بتفرق؟ لا بتفرق. Done? So the x-intercept is how much? The y-intercept. Got it? طيب here. This line. No need if you put the positive. It's okay. هذا ال x-axis وهذا ال vertical y-axis. Okay? تمام؟ طيب هذا ال line of the function. This line cut x where? at the 0, and cut y where also? At the 0. That's why both intercepts are zeros. خلاص؟ هون الزيرو 0 0x 0y هنا اللي بالنص هذه 0x 0y and the line passes it through this point. So 0 0. Done? طب always straight lines? No. Example. Sometimes we have curves. ذهب من عندي. لا من عندي ها. بدنا الاكس intercept حطيت اس ليه؟ More than 1, right? How many x intercepts we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. What are they? 5. We always go from left to right. Sorry. Yeah. -7 and -2 and 1 and 5. These are all what? X intercepts. Y intercept only one, which is negativity. خلاص؟ Yes. لا. Yes. لا. ها؟ هذا non linear. هذا line هذا. يوتيرن هذا الدائري. أي هذا line. Done intercepts from the graph. طيب. Yes semester احكي. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. You understand it because you have a smart teacher. طيب. Find intercepts from the graph, from the nonlinear. We have checked. Let's do the check together. But the check you need to have the book. In the book because you need to count the squares to know the numbers, huh? But I will write it here. Yalla. The check, but in your book. If you want in your copybook, it's okay. ماشي ها جاءنا دقيقة أعمل ميوت بس أعمل ميوت. Let's do the check together. Page 15. Check. Page 15. The first one, طبعا, estimate the X and Y intercepts. Why they said estimate? Because sometimes the intersection is not accurate 100%, so you need to estimate. مثلا, if the intersection comes between 2 and 5, 2 and 3, you can say 2.5. The others say, no, I think it's 2.7, right? So sometimes you need to estimate it, but it's okay. Part A, we have linear function with this line here. And here it is the second square. And here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5, right? The x-intercept is -5. لا أنا اللي غلطت. أنا اللي غلطت. بعدين أنت مالك دخل. أنت ما لك دخل. حبيبي يلا. X-intercept is what's the X-intercept? -5. Y-intercept is 2. Okay? Done? This is part A. Part B. we have something like this. Here, count with me, Billah, here. How much? Which square here? إذا ما أي 3. Here, 3. Here we know 0. Here, -2. And here, -4. Now, the x-intercepts are -4, -2, 3 و0 و5. هذول هاي طلع x axis صح؟ x axis x axis x axis x axis. ال y intercept only 0. Cut y only one time, right? So the y intercept here is only 0. And put the 0 after the -2. It's okay. طيب نهدى بالله، الله يسعدك. اهدى حبيبي انت، اهدى اهدى. طيب خلصنا الانترسبتس from graphs. ها still one thing we call it symmetry. يلا symmetry of functions. Look here افهموا على السريع. Now we have two types of symmetry. We have line of symmetry and point of symmetry. Okay? Here at this one, you can make the symmetry line between that separate the graph or the curve into two identical parts. This is, we call it line of symmetry. خلاص? And if you have line of symmetry, we call the function even function. We call it what? Even function. So this type of function, if it has one line of symmetry, we call it even function. Okay? Now we have line of symmetry, sorry, point of symmetry. Here you cannot make line, but you can make point of symmetry. This point cuts the curve into two identical parts. This we call it what? Odd functions. By the way, this graph for x to the power 3 and this graph for x to the power 2. Focus. 2 means even, 3 means odd. I'm asking you a question now. How about the linear, the line? It has symmetry or not? Let's take a look. If you have a book, guys, we have page 17. معلش طلع عليه الكل عشان تفهم الأود even line or point of symmetry. Page 17. See it? Guys, bring books, please. Page 17, we have table here at the top. Summarizes what we said here. Okay? The first part of, they said, type of function. Functions that have line symmetry with respect to the y-axis are called even function. Okay? ومعطيك example جنبه, right? Functions that have تحتيها. Functions that have point symmetry with respect to the origin are called odd function. شيء in respect to the y-axis يعني line of symmetry parallel to the y-axis. Okay. Respect to the origin يعني على الأوريجين، قبال الأوريجين، مش هنا مش هنا. طيب ومعطيك two examples up, even, down, odd. طب what's the meaning of even function? Even function means هلا even by graph this is even, this is odd. خلاص. طب by algebra not graph. Look here please. Even خلصنا. Even function means f of negative x equals خليك معي يا ابني f of x. How? Example. This function f of x to the power 2, sorry, f of x equal x to the power 2. Replace x by يلا f of negative x equal negative x all power 2. مش هيك؟ طب negative x all power 2 means negative x times negative x, which is x to the power 2, which is the same of the function, right? That's why if f of negative x equal f of x, we call it what? Even function. Now, how about the odd function? Now, you know even numbers, odd numbers, but here we are talking about functions. Now, odd functions, f of negative x equal negative f of x. يعني negative ما بتروح. Example. If f of x equal x to the power 3, replace x by, it will be negative x all to the power, means negative x times negative x times negative times negative, positive times negative, negative. X by x by x. What's this? F of x, right? This is f of x. Or minus will be minus f of x. So, even or odd. You can know it by two ways. Either by this graphing, even line of symmetry respected to the y-axis, or odd point of symmetry respected to the origin, right? Or by using these two formulas, let's say, if f of negative x equal f of x, then it's even. If f of negative x equal negative f of x, these are different. هذول يعني مش زي بعض. Then what? It is odd. طيب. We will stop here, guys, at this point. And in the online students, thank you so much. In the online students, guys, today you have online assignment. Don't forget, see the board. Online assignment started from 2 p.m. today until expired at, will expire 11 p.m. on Saturday, okay? Don't forget that. Stop talking. Yeah, من اليوم الساعة 2 للساعة 11 يوم السبت. معك the whole weekend يعني. Yes. Go. Done. Done. Thank you so much for the online. See you on Sunday, inshallah. Don't do the homework of this lesson. We didn't finish it. Just do the online assignment. Mr.